The cursed stones of the Hittites. Long ago, in the lands of what is now Turkey, there lived a powerful people known as the Hittites. They ruled a great empire, built mighty cities, and worshipped many gods. But among their most mysterious legacies were the strange stones they left behind, stones said to carry curses so strong they could bring ruin to any who dared to disobey them. These were the cursed stones of the Hittites, and their stories have survived thousands of years. The Hittites believed that words had power, especially when carved in stone. Kings and priests would write warnings and curses to protect their tombs, temples, and treasures. These curses were not empty threats. They were meant to strike fear into the hearts of thieves and enemies. The Hittites called upon their gods to punish anyone who broke their laws or disturbed their sacred places. One of the most famous curse stones was found in the ruins of Hattusa, the great capital of the Hittite Empire. It stood at the entrance of a royal tomb, and its words were clear: "Whoever damages this tomb or steals from it, may the gods strike him down. May his name be forgotten, his family perish, and his land turn to dust." Many who ignored these words met terrible fates, or so the stories say. There was a tale of a greedy merchant who heard of a Hittite tomb filled with gold. He gathered a group of men and went to dig under the cover of night. When they found the tomb, they saw the cursed stone but laughed at its warning. They broke the seal and entered, taking as much treasure as they could carry. But as they left, a strange sickness fell upon them. One by one, the men grew weak, their skin turning black, as if burned by an unseen fire. Within days, they were all dead. The merchant, the last to die, whispered with his final breath that he had heard voices in the dark calling his name. Another story tells of a king who ordered his soldiers to tear down a Hittite temple to build his own palace. The workers were afraid, for the cursed stone at the temple's gate warned, "He who destroys this holy place will lose his kingdom and his life." The king did not listen. The temple was destroyed, and the stones were taken for his new palace. But before the palace was finished, war came. The king's enemies surrounded his city, and in the chaos, fire broke out. The palace burned to the ground, and the king was never seen again. Some say his spirit still wanders the ruins, begging the gods for forgiveness. Not all cursed stones were meant for thieves or kings. Some were placed on the borders of the Hittite lands to warn invaders. One such stone stood near a mountain pass where armies often marched. Its words were simple: turn back or face the wrath of the storm god. Many armies ignored it, and many were never heard from again. Stories say that storms would rise suddenly, swallowing entire armies in wind and rain. Others spoke of the earth shaking, opening great cracks in the ground to swallow men whole. But how did these curses work? The Hittites believed their gods were always watching. The storm god, the sun goddess, and the god of the underworld were called upon to enforce these curses. Priests performed rituals to bind the words to the stones, making them more than just warnings. They were prayers for divine punishment. Some say the stones themselves held magic, that the spirits of the dead guarded them, waiting to take revenge. Even today, people fear these ancient curses. Archaeologists who uncover Hittite tombs sometimes refuse to touch certain stones, afraid of waking an old anger. There are stories of objects stolen from Hittite ruins bringing bad luck, sickness, accidents, even death. Some believe the curses last forever, waiting for the right moment to strike. But perhaps the greatest curse of all is forgetting. The Hittite Empire fell thousands of years ago, and many of their secrets are lost. The cursed stones remain, but few can read their words. The gods they called upon are no longer worshipped. Yet the stories survive, warnings from the past that still send chills down the spine. So if you ever walk among the ruins of Hattusa, or see a stone covered in strange carvings, remember, some words were never meant to be ignored. The cursed stones of the Hittites may be ancient, but their power lingers in the shadows, waiting for those who dare to defy them.